At 38 years old, I gave myself 18 months to learn how to ride motocross and to get into the best shape of my life in order to compete in Transworld's Ultimate Amateur Series. From the motocross mecca that is Southern California, I am a year and a half into that journey as I begin my racing career as a 40-plus beginner. I'm talking a full-on blue flag special. I couldn't tell you anything about motocross except that it's like a full-time job that you pay for. It's a motocross guide for dummies. It's the rookie meets rad, but it's about motocross and not BMX. And it's nothing like Nitro Circus because I still have no idea what the hell I'm doing. This is simply about what it takes for one man having a midlife crisis to prepare for competitive racing. So the question is, will this jackass make the gate at Hangtown, or will I end up in a body cast? This is MX Yoga. Before we grab a fistful of throttle, it needs to be acknowledged that motocross is an inherently dangerous sport that sometimes comes with permanent consequences. This is the journey of a squid beginner, so mistakes will be made. This is more of an example of what not to do, so please do not attempt anything that you see in this video unless you have professional instructions or on a close course and are willing to push it all the way through the checkered. So I'm still riding the high from the first round win at Transworld Fall Classic, and before we get too far forward, I'm going to have to drop down step number 27. No one gives a crap. This is vet beginner.
Whoop-de-doo! What does it all mean, Basil?
But in 95 riding days and 18 months, I have proven through 26 simple steps that through a lot of practice, dedication, and determination to get better, as well as surrounding and listening to people who know a lot more about it than I ever could, that even the saddest schlub has a shot.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
But to put things in perspective, I'm riding 3 to 4 times more than most anybody else can. So I'm living the dream as far as preparation opportunity is concerned. And let's face it, after a year and a half of acting like an obsessed lunatic, the only thing I'm really qualified for is as a spokesman for a credit card company. Bikes, maintenance, and safety equipment, $15,748. Fuel and all riding and racing fees, $7,635. Winning a $15 trophy, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. So there is always that. But with only 2 rounds left in the best 6 of 9 Rim Saturday Motocross Series, I don't really know where I stand. All I know is that it's got to be close, and today, all the top riders are counted for. And with the track changing every week, it really could be anybody's day. Over the last 6 months, I've gotten a chance to hang out with a few of the guys I'm racing with, and a couple of them have turned into my battle bros. Guys who continually push me to get better as I continually push them to get better. These guys are fast, these guys are competitive, and these guys are some of the nicest people you could possibly meet. But you still want to beat them, of course, that's a given. Mentally moving forward, I need to work on a series of steps that have a similar theme that has developed since I started racing. The first of them being step number 28. Don't be afraid to roll off. As I work on maintaining my consistency, now more than ever, it is important that I ride as smart as possible. Because at the end of the day, what's most important to me is that I return to my family in the same condition that I left them in. So as I line up for round 8, I ponder the wisdom bestowed upon me by the OG Reiki Seaquist. Once that gate drops, you have no friends.
Well, you're gonna pull those pistols and whistle Dixie.
Too close to call for the whole shot, but as per usual, I can count on number 38, Matthew Trussell, to be up in the mix. He is almost always fast off the gate, He almost always rides smooth and consistent, and he always rolls the finish line jump. I'm going to lay back with step number 29. Don't be afraid to let someone else run pace. As I discovered in round 1 of Transworld, this gives you a chance to check out what the top of the field brought to the track that day, and it allows the opportunity for you to find attack points. For this race, my attack point is a finish line double, which means I gotta face step number 30. Don't be afraid to jump past. Something I dealt with extensively in the first round of Transworld. Not only is it kind of badass, but it's psychologically demoralizing. Now that I have the lead, it's time to charge the pace and force step number 31. Don't be afraid to grab more throttle. I want to try and spread the gap between me and second place, and now that I'm about to catch the gate that dropped ahead of us, I have to make sure I don't get caught up behind them. If I can pass smoothly, then they remain as obstacles to everyone coming behind me as well. I take the checkered up front, and even when you know you ran a good race, you come off the track with a level of uncertainty about the outcome. Then starts the process of debriefing and putting all the events together to make sure of what you just experienced. Moto 2 is where it's at, so it's good to be able to regroup and think about any changes in strategy you need to make.
Was there someone in front of me? Yeah.
Down this and you disappeared. You were in second. You came back around from the canyon and you were in front of everyone. So I think you passed it back there. You got
Okay.
That's awesome.
High fives.
I got a fantastic start, and now I have to try and settle into some type of groove. And that doesn't happen without step number 32. Don't be afraid to use the whole track. One of the hardest things I have found about being in first, the few times I've had the opportunity, is that you no longer have any target acquisition mode. You are the target. The race seems to last forever when you have open track in front of you. I found myself begging for the white flag. Arm pump begins to set in. You start losing your grips and your pegs, making sloppy mistakes because you're pushing yourself, and you constantly have to remind yourself to breathe as you become so intensely focused on what is coming at you that sometimes you just simply forget to. And at the end of it, you're just praying to keep it on two wheels so you don't lose the buffer of time you have built up. There it is, back-to-back wins. A great day with great people, but this isn't the end goal, so I need to keep moving forward.
Hey, good one, man. See you next one, huh?
And although step number 27 is glaring me in my face, I'm going to have fun with this anyways. After back-to-back wins, it's time to go Thanksgiving Day hunting. I got a turkey in sight, 3 in a row. In the meantime, nothing brings the light more into focus than riding in the dark. So my buddy Matt and I are going to hit up Perris for a night sesh. The next thing on my list is to head up the 15 and the Cajon Pass. I have another track I have to learn for the next round of Transworld at Comp Edge. Raley is coming along to help me work on some things and show me some lines. I'm really looking forward to riding with him again. I always tend to push myself a little bit harder when he's revving off my fender in the corners, and it has definitely made training and practice a lot more fun and productive. Day 99, Round 2 Transworld Motocross Fall Classic, and I've gotten off to a horrible start. My wife and son are returning from an educational trip to DC, and I, of course, wanted to be the one to pick them up from the airport. So my luck would present a delayed overnight flight into my path, going from picking them up the night before to the morning of. So by the time I made the rounds and made it up the hill, all I had time to do was to unload the bike, gear up, and head straight to staging without any practice and a cold blind first read for Moto 1. I got an absolutely horrible start, but I kept it on 2 wheels, and now I've got a little bit of work to do. Pushing hard forces a close encounter, so I decide to roll off. But it's better to roll off and lose a position than to take myself out along with another rider. And about the 3rd lap, I found my zen, but it couldn't save the start, so I had to settle for a 2nd place finish, which given the circumstances, I'm pretty stoked about. Now it's time to regroup and think about Moto 2. I got a much better start in Moto 2, but number 55 is going to take both pole shots on the day. Now that I have better position, I just need to be patient and consistent until I see that white flag. Then I'm going to turn it to 11 and push through till the end. There it is, time to push it up. I take my last opportunity along this back table section into the straightaway, and as I force myself to the inside, he doesn't have anywhere to go but to hit the brakes and back off. Holy crap, what a battle. Hats off to 55 for running a quick pace, but this one's going to boil down to the last 200 feet as I go 2-1 first overall, and I take back-to-back rounds of Transworld and snag myself a fall turkey right before I celebrate 100 days of riding and my big 4-0.
125, 124. And my fastest lap was the last lap? Yep. Yeah! Whoa.
I think it's going to be a great birthday, and I have a lot to be thankful for. Until the next one, scrub safely and brat bigly.